And when the Australian Stock Exchange opens, it'll be one of the first share markets to react to the downgrading of the United States credit rating. There are concerns that the big share market losses of last week could in fact continue this morning. Nick Dole has been speaking to people in Sydney this morning to find out whether they're concerned about a possible second global financial crisis. Nick, good morning. What have they been telling you?
Yes, well, good morning, Michael. It's been a very rough ride for investors over the last week. We saw those huge losses on Friday. And as you mentioned, today is we're going to see Australia, one of the first major markets to reflect that news that we saw, that Standard & Poor's was downgrading the US's credit rating. Now, the government's been out talking up the Australian economy, saying we're well placed to be able to withstand a global downturn. The people we've been speaking to this morning tend to agree. There tends to be a fair bit of confidence in the local economy, but the wider picture, that's a different story altogether. There is a fair bit of concern about that global economy, and they are expecting the local share market to have some tough times ahead, reflecting that weakness on global stocks. Let's have a look at some of their comments this morning.
Not very confident at all. It's very difficult to tell what's going to happen today. I think Australia and New Zealand are the first countries who are going to give an indication of where this is all heading. But it doesn't engender much confidence at all, does it?
It makes me feel pretty bad, actually. You know, looking at America from a distance, you know, how they're suffering and how they're going to get out of it. You know, you just don't know.
I guess it's not good for people who own houses or own shares, and I mean, it's troubling for everyone. Just because you don't know what's going to happen, and if banks stop lending, you just don't know how it's going to affect you.
The only thing that's saving Australia is China at the moment.
It seems to be a bit of an issue overseas. Australia seems to be running on, I suppose, a bit of a mixed message. We certainly have the mining working well over in the west, but over in the east, I think we're probably just a bit more gun shy of what's actually going on.
Well, I don't know whether it really affects Australia too bad. We're not doing too bad. A bit worried about my super though.
Now, no one's expecting the news to be good here at the ASX, but in comparison, it's not going to be too bad. The share price index is showing a fall of just about five points. So in comparison to those huge falls we saw on Friday, at least some hope for investors today.
And Nick Dole, you look very unpanicked. You're very reassuring. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Michael.